Alrighty, we should be ready to go. Hello, internet. I hope everybody's week was fantastic. I just realized how loud these monsters are. I'm gonna turn them down for you. Let's try that. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty loud in this spot anyways. I hope everybody's doing alright. I'm gonna move real quick for the audio check, because you don't need to hear that. It's one of my patented idling spots right on top of that chest there. Sit there, let all of the factory run. Gonna get ourselves up to the roof. It'll be quieter there. Hey, your dad. How's it going? We sounding alright? There's always a lot of donkeys up here. They spawn in flat spaces, and the factory area is nothing but flat space. Do ignore the visual glitch that's popping up once or twice around here. I turned off the back-end processing. Hey, Bart. How's it going? We sounding alright? But I turned off back-end processing for a lot of the create machinery because it takes a lot of computer demand. The room is heating up as we speak, just being here and running the stream at the same time. But you won't hear me complaining because it makes a lot of resources for me. This factory alone, I've been running it almost nonstop for a couple of weeks now. It's been doing great. This one's full, and I turned it off, the milkshake factory. And then, actually, I did some revamping on the red factory, so might as well show that off a little bit. It's nothing major, but it is a little something that's pretty cool to think about. Or pretty cool when you think about it, I guess. I'm going to double check my settings while this elevator comes up. Yeah, mic and game capture look like they're good. Nobody's saying that audio is good, but I'm assuming it is. That's probable, Dad, I would say. I think I've said this before. I'm not in control of any of the Regality SMP decision-making stuff. That is a group effort. However, I will say that the more stuff you have, the easier it is for a lot of people to get a feel for what kind of content you create. So I won't say that more is good. I actually just did calculations earlier today on how much content I've made. And I think after tomorrow's video, I will have done 150 hours posted this year. Real quick, we're just going to throw this in the corner because I don't need it. You might ask, Vince, why do you collect it then? Because I might need it. But whenever it fills up and I don't need it, we just get rid of it. In the most efficient way possible. Throwing it in a corner and forgetting about it. This bundle holds 20,000 flints, and we're just going to, I don't know, 10k? Something like that. We're not going to empty the whole thing. That would take a while. And I don't need my finger hurting like that. But there. Because this just makes iron from cobblestone. I upgraded it recently to make blocks of iron instead because I got tired of emptying nuggets out of here only to get a couple stacks of iron. So I have improved, and then I added the bundle obviously as well just to increase the capacity for flint because I can't consolidate it. But the new thing is this thing. So previously in this slot, there was a mass smelter. It just took the ores directly in, and then it smelted them into their respective ingots. That process was done for simplicity and cheapness, because when I built this factory, I did not have a million stress units to burn. I didn't want to set up multiple items going through one wheel yet. I wasn't confident enough to do that kind of stuff, and I just wasn't as great at create at that point. I learned create in a day back in April, I think it was. Vic and I had started talking about her project, Regality SMP, and she's like, well, we do need a machinist. And I'm like, factories are my thing. So, videos and streams, that's what I need to do to get into the S, because I really want to be, yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. Well, don't take it too heavy like that. I will say, you know, don't take anything too heavy like that. But more streams is good. Giving people a better feel for things, getting more confident in yourself, getting better at all of it in the first place. I mean, if you go look back at my streams from January, I was quiet. I was just sitting there, quiet. Also, my mic was crap in January when I started this. I have like a full mic now, but I had a headset mic when I first started this. So taking your time and improving your stuff is definitely a great way to turn more heads. I will 100% support that, regardless of what it is. You know what I mean? Not everything. But, you know, taking the time to perfect your craft is a good thing, generally. But anyways, back to this. What happens here instead now of the mass smelting is the wheels grind everything down into their ground respective parts, and when that's done, it also creates XP nuggets. I now have over 13,000 XP nuggets. And these function the same way as experience, but like you see my elytra right now, they're damaged, but they're mending. They're fixed now. So I can just carry this around and fix all of my mending equipment, never having to worry about any of it breaking. And this was just a resource I wasn't capitalizing on, this XP nuggets, because it took more work to process afterwards. Because once I get the XP nuggets out, I still need to process the ore itself, or the crushed ore itself. Now, normally with the crushed ore stuff, I think my neighbor's leaf blowing. Very late for leaf blowing. Ignore that. Apologies, everybody. But the best thing to do with that crushed ore is not to smelt it, but instead to wash it. I had some issues with the washing process. This is a very consolidated washer, but what goes on here is we've got a fan in the back and some water, and that splashes this depot with a bunch of water, which washes any ores put on it. This has to be done one at a time, though, because if I try to do it by the stack, 64, which would be my normal method, it generates more than 9 stacks of items, and the max count on this depot is 9 stacks of items. So then you get nuggets of all different metals spewing out onto the ground, and if you try to like contain it and control it so that they just sit right here, they start shooting out in like way longer distances. It makes it all worse to manage, and it's completely unpredictable. So it's not like you could put a catcher on the floor somewhere and like pick up the remaining nuggets and just try to be inefficient but working. So I had to design this big old buffer. And then this takes in large capacities of ore, and then the idea is that it's processing even when the line in the back is empty, so that it never gets fully filled, because otherwise it'll back up all the way onto the main line. Worst case scenario with that, though, is that the ores go to the second floor and just get put in the non-sorted stack, and then they'll jam up the non-sorted chest eventually, so the machine will stop. But, The big benefit to doing the washing is you get the same amount of ingots back, but you actually get a bunch of excess resources. You get clay, you get glowstone dust, you get nether quartz, you get redstone dust. So it's well worth the effort overall, considering that, you know, these two items otherwise can only be synthesized by my factory. And this isn't necessarily synthesis, but it is bonus resources for all the effort I do mining, because the effort I take to mining is pretty ridiculous. And here we have another flint overflow, because my setups make so much extra flint, and I have no use, 0 for it. So then we just do the same thing we did at the other one. We spew it all over the ground because I'm not dealing with it. And then this will keep on processing because this turns tough into nuggets and then sometimes flint too. But it's a good way to synthesize easy amounts of metal. It's one of the many ways that I up my metal inputs because metal is the lifeblood of this whole setup. This machine here needs an adjustment. Every now and again, this machine, yep, it overloaded. Well, I'll deal with that later then, because I don't want to deal with putting all that coal away. Well, actually, hold on. Because the machine's empty, I don't need to. I'll make the machine handle it. I'll make Factory 1 handle this. People turn up their volumes, they can hear me. I just need to change my OBS mic. My viewers should be able to hear. I'll give you as much flint as you want if you hop on, buddy. I will give you... I have infinite amounts of flint. I do not care. You have to come get it, though. I'm not delivering it. It's not worth the effort. I don't leave Marzantine unless there's, you know, something to be seen or something to be done. And we will be leaving Marzantine shortly, because there's some things I've held off on seeing that I want to go see. But, that being said, I don't deliver. Normally people come to me. This is what I've been up to. This pit has already been featured once before. What the heck? That is curious. So, that fire is not normal. And I swear to you I didn't put it there, because that is magical fire. Primordial fire. Okay, I'm gonna have to message somebody about this, because that's not supposed to be there. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to message them right now. Because there shouldn't be primordial fire in my basement. Why is there primordial fire in my basement? There we go. Hopefully we'll get an answer for what's going on there, because that's not supposed to be there. Alright. So now we're underneath the everything. All of Marzantine, for the most part, anything that's been processed is just one layer thick. If we look up here, see? Most of the people on Marzantine, like the citizens and whatnot, know not to mine up, but it's still funny to think about. And then this is the new stuff. I've done this week. I moved the drill over to this side and started processing on this end. Oh, no. Oh, yes, I have my Elytra on. I could have quickly flipped, but better to just have it on already. No, come on. That was an easy hit. There we go. All right. So how this works is that the drill's just got a bunch of chests on it, and it's just on an up-down, and then all of the other controls are handled back here, because the actual entire drill is on a gantry, which allows it to move forward and backwards, and then I shift it to the left and right from this perspective manually when I have to, but I'm able to do multiple passes before I have to manually shift it, thanks to the setup. So how this works is I just have a controller right here, and when I shift it in that direction, it will start outputting resources. This conveyor belt goes all the way back to the red factory, and then all the resources that the drill pick up, I don't even have to touch them. I just sit, I have to be nearby because this drill will phase into the ground if the chunks aren't loaded. It will just go down and not drill anything and then end up stuck. Hold on one sec. Ah, not the message I was waiting for. You're going to get some hot chocolate? That sounds fantastic. Sorry, I didn't see that message. I was waiting on a response to the primordial fire question, which we have not gotten yet. But for some reason, that's in our basements. That shouldn't be even on Marzantine land. If that was a human-made thing, there's going to be taxes associated. I'm not dealing with that. Magic is exclusively banned here, and we are not flexing for anybody for any reason. Either way, with this demo done, I'm going to turn this bad boy off. Because, like I said, it phases if somebody isn't nearby chunk loading it. But yeah, it just goes all the way down. There's a junction down here that some of the longtime stream viewers might recognize connects to a previous stream's main focal point. This is the back end of the underground drilling rig. The drill gets detached when it's brought to the surface to avoid it destroying everything. But this is all the chest capacities, and then there's a similar junction right here. If I pull this up, it would empty its storage right over. It currently is empty, but if it had anything in it... But this is how I keep all my resources going all into Factory 1 without having to interact with them. I've wanted to do that since day one, and I'm happy that the rig works so consistently. Because then this bad boy just does all our resource processing. And these windmills have been a major step up for lag reduction, because those wheels were bad. The water wheels we had underground previously were terrible. This is mine. He's my friend. If anybody's wondering why I have a raven sitting on my roof, he reflects curses. Not all of them, but he keeps me safer. It puts people who try to hurt me at risk. It's not even night yet. You see that? The sun's still up. He doesn't care. Rude. I can only sleep at night. I'm aware. It's not night yet. The time. Also, that incident counter is wrong. Don't ignore that. It should probably be at 100 plus. But I haven't updated it in a while, and I actually forgot the origin date, so I have to go back and check footage. Because there was an original incident. It has not been featured yet in a video. It will most likely be featured as a flashback. But there was an original incident that caused this board to be documented. Now it should be nighttime, yeah? No. 8? Is it 8? Ugh. How did the phantom spawn if it's so early? Riddle me that. Did the sun just... It's in the morning. Oh, I'm dumb. It was sunrise, not sunset. And I just hadn't been paying attention. This is the downside to living inside of buildings, is that I never care where the sun's position is at. So I go outside and I just get swarmed by phantoms. Swarmed. Absolutely swarmed. Well, at least I know that's not a problem. Checking in on other stuff. This building has a little something something that I did not mention in its video. And I'm not going to give any other teasers because it is a month-long project. Besides, this is the only way into that area. Theorize what you will. What's underneath my feet? What's between this and the ceiling? Why was this building built in such a way that people don't think about the low ceiling? Huh? Think about it. Alright. So there's some stuff off the island I want to go check out now. There was something mentioned by one of our newer players. Welcome back with your hot chocolate. There was something mentioned by one of our newer players that I want to go take a peek at. There was some territory up here that was claimed, and then it switched hands before anybody built on it. And now, No Mouse Cat, the new owner of the land, said that she's got something. Oh, there it is. Right in the center of the cherry grove. That's nice. I don't think these trees are normal, though. I think these trees come from other areas. Magnolia. Pink magnolia. What's that one? Just... I don't know if I've seen a normal magnolia tree yet. I think I've seen blue magnolia. This is... interesting. I could stare at that for a while and try and figure it out, but... sure. And then this is something I told her to make, because it made her life easier. Looks like she took my advice, because when you ring this, if there's any area that's unlit, like if I were to break this... can monsters spawn here now? Or is this region so well lit that it doesn't matter? This region is so well lit that it doesn't matter. Well, when there is an area... ooh, that sounds nice. When there is an area that mobs can spawn, or an area devoid of light, this will actually make little like soul icons pop out of it. So it makes it really easy to tell what regions you need to light up on builds. It's great for builders, something now to create. The All Arbor Cottage. It's a lot of different wood types. It's really cool looking. I also like the incorporation of the leaves. The colors here. The colors. Oh, this is fancy. Is that a secret? Oh, no, it's not a secret basement, but it is a basement. Wait, this is just run. Oh, candlelight, it's a candlelight item, but it's a cobblestone stove. For some reason, I was crossing those two reads. The blue ones, right? They look nice. A little bit of a phasing problem with the wall there on the sink. Well, now her sink is full. Okay. And this basement leads nowhere. Should I leave a note for her down here? Y'all can just ignore that. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I got this. To do. Oh, wait, no. There we go. There we go. We have provided her with a new agenda. Perfect. I'm sure she'll take those recommendations to heart. First point of constructive criticism I've seen here. This is a little bit narrow. It's a little narrow. That's my only comment on the whole house, though. I mean, it's Mouse. This is how it goes. She does impressively nice stuff. This is really nice. Just a little narrow there, in my opinion. She fixed it on this side with just these blocks here to give a little bit more depth. Probably just the restriction of the build. Anyways, in this house, we subbed everybody right now. If you haven't, you need to go over to the channel, Jordan Plays 158. That's plays with a Z, okay? I'm going to link it in the description once the stream's over. But you go over there and you subscribe to him. He is my man. He has done development work for me for over 3 years. He's one of my best bros ever, and he's great people. I promise you, he will not post more videos if you subscribe, but he deserves the support because he's awesome. I'm happy for you, Dad. Your dad. Oh, Skelly Horse. Good for her. That's right, they don't have owner markers on them. Anyways, this is a really nice little setup. I'm happy to see, because this is the only cherry grove that there is. I'm really happy to see it being utilized. It's the only cherry grove within our borders, the world boundaries. As far as we can tell, we've done a lot of scouting. Ooh, that's... How did she... Is that just a normal campfire and no hay bale? And I am having a really hard time hitting that roof. Yeah, that's just a normal campfire, no roof, or no hay bale. Still works nice. Nah, our borders are bigger. The world has a soft border of 2.5 thousand blocks, in that if a player builds outside of that, they have to let the, they have to let the map owner know, or the person who does the map trimming, which could change, but it's been the same person since the start, that the map needs to be, avoided on that section for trimming. But we actually have a hard border at 10,000 blocks just to avoid superfluous generation. Like, we don't need somebody going in a straight line to 100,000. That's just not beneficial. I don't even think the video based on walking in a straight line to 100,000 blocks would be... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should write that down. Oh, over here we have the incomplete line that Tirada threatened and never finished. Alright, we're gonna go to Regalis proper. And while we fly, I'm gonna take a quick water break. If there's anything or anywhere any of y'all want to see, be sure to leave me a comment down below if you see this in the future, or if you're watching this right now, you can also just let me know if there's something you want to see or something you want to have a deeper look over. Any of the machines I built in previous videos you want to see, anybody's stuff. Today is a day of exploration and chatting, so feel free to use that while, I take a quick, I don't know, minute and a half. Be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that. We are back in action. We're on top of I3 right now. This is my infinite iron shop. I believe I've featured this once or twice before, but quick cover for anybody who hasn't seen it. There are auto free smelters here. Anybody can use them. Looks like somebody's been using them to make stone recently. Don't know what that noise was. Sounded like something burned, but there's nothing in here that can burn. Anyways, the iron and industrial iron are actually produced in-house on the second floor, right up in here. And it looks like the automatic disables are on, which means that the whole system is full. It's completely filled. Whenever anybody's in Regalis, this region is slowly getting charged up. It fills up idly whenever there's somebody nearby chunk loading. But if the system... Oh! It's not completely full. It's still making iron. It's done making coal, though. It's got all the industrial iron it needs, and it doesn't need to run the coal generator anymore. So it's just going to burn out the capacity it has, and once it drops below 20%, then it will turn the generator back on and start making coal again. This, however, needs to be taken home. I forgot that this is generated here. And need to deal with this before it overfills. It's a pretty slow charge, but this cinder flower is super useful for all sorts of projects I do on the island. It's the main product that needs to be put into the green factory, the one I was standing in. Efficiency 5? I have efficiency 5. You think I'd be walking around without efficiency 5? Or if you mean the machine is high efficiency, yes. It's a diamond pick. What are you talking about? I could make it netherite, but as I've demonstrated earlier, mending means nothing to me. I guess it would be a little bit faster. We could go back to the base and do that if y'all want to see that. But yeah, that's a diamond pick. And then I've got myself a netherite axe for combat. You wonder why what? Wonder why I don't care about XP? It's because I got all the XP nuggets. I've got... Oh. I mean, I've got mending on everything because I really cannot... I do too much. Even with the drills doing most of the destruction and stuff, I broke, I think it was 5 diamond picks before I finally put mending on one. Because to be fair, diamonds are, like, cheap to me. I have stacks of blocks. So, it's not like diamonds are a really finite resource for me in the first place. I just got tired of my pick breaking, and I wanted it to be a little bit faster. And if I put efficiency 5 on it, I'm going to put mending on it, too. Anyways, anybody with a keen eye will notice that there used to be something here, and now there's not. There used to be a sugar... Yep, here it is. Sugar and paper shop that I used to make a joke that it just sold sugar. Yup, there they are. Oh, yeah, there they are. There they are. Okay, get back. Oh, no! Leave me be. I'm very busy. I gave away my cots. We had a new person join a while ago, and I gave away my cot to them. Alright, we're flying home. I mean, we nearly didn't fly anywhere, but half a heart is still alive. We're gonna fly home. We gotta go grab ourselves. I have so many spare, and I just didn't notice that I didn't have one. I was gonna try and sleep earlier when we were being attacked from the previous phantoms, but then I realized it was daytime, and the questioning line ended there. Not sure that that was a smart idea. So we're going to pop on back. We're going to get ourselves a cot. And then I think we'll actually head south. I do love taking checks in on Regalis, though, because it's always bustling a little bit more. It's always growing. And soon that's going to be an entire island city. Where is my cot? I have too many working inventories and not enough sorting being done. Where is my cot? Where is it? Where is the cot? Oh, like a flight sim? That's fantastic. You know, speaking of flight simulators, I heard some very interesting news recently. And while we fly to our next destination, I am going to elaborate. So, I heard that Kerbal Space Program 2, the company above it, has been purchased from Take-Two Interactive. So for anybody who's not aware, Kerbal Space Program 1 was not produced by Take-Two or anything affiliated with what happened with Kerbal Space Program 2. The people who were on 2, essentially, like, the people who were on 1 and the people who were on 2, completely separate people for the most part. There was huge staff changeovers and corporation changes and developer changes and all sorts of stuff. The developers even changed their name at one point. The history of KSP2 is a very long and complicated topic, and I actually have a script for it. I don't know if I will ever broach the topic. Because I don't even know if the story's finished now anymore. Because the company that owned the IP for KSP2 has been purchased out from underneath Take-Two Interactive. This is information I got from Matt Lone's channel. So if anybody wants to check the reference, that's my original source on this stuff. It's obviously not a first source, it's a third source, but I trust him pretty reliably for this information overall. His latest video covers it, though. KSP2 seems to have been bought. Whether that means that it's going to be developed upon, whether that means it's going to be shelved at another company, I highly, highly doubt it would be purchased for the sole purpose of being written off. That wouldn't make sense from my understanding, but I am not a professional. And the games industry makes a lot of strange and weird moves. But the fact that the IP has been moved away from Take-Two at least means that Take-Two is not doing nothing with it anymore. It is under new control. For what that means, nobody knows yet. It is way too early on to be figuring out that kind of stuff. But I am mildly optimistic a little bit that maybe, like, you know, that little tiny child inside of me is like, you know, maybe it'll still work out. And I'm pretty sure it won't, but I was even thinking about it last week that they have so many resources. All the planets were already generated from what we saw. There was so many tests and everything else done with the next branches. Just seeing some of that stuff more, maybe even just making it available, would probably be a pretty big deal. So, you know, maybe we'll see some more KSP2. Maybe KSP2 is not dead yet, but also that's a 1 in 100 chance. It was just better than the 1 in 1,000 we previously had. So, nobody follow my optimism. Nobody follow the suit of my optimism. It's not good. It's not logical. But if you want to be optimistic about something, maybe we'll see some more KSP2 soon. And if we do see that, then I would love to do some more content on it. I also have been wondering, and if anybody wants to give me their opinions on this, should I do some KSP1 content, whether that's tutorials on how to do things like rendezvous, docking, orbitalizing, landing on some of the harder planets and moons and stuff like that? Should I do a modded KSP playthrough where, like, there's multiple star systems and I've got warp drives and there's more habitable stuff and, like, I can work harder on air-breathing engines and there's more advancements and stuff like that? Or should I be doing no KSP stuff? Because I love KSP. It's up there with Oxygen Not Included as, like, my most played, most loved games. And I want to do something with it. But if anybody has any opinions on what they would like to see on that front, that would be awesome to hear. Because I love to hear what you guys have to say. I love to take it into consideration. It normally works out pretty good. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And that goes for most of my projects, too. I love hearing the feedback. So over here on the projects front, this isn't mine, but I did make this giant area cleared. If you can see, there's a giant chest stack over here, and this used to be attached to a very, very big drill. Glowstick enlisted me to clear out this entire area for her, and she is now building a massive base right next to the train lines so that she can demonstrate her wealth. Currently, Glowstick and Blue Ben are kind of in a competing money war. Glowstick is specialized to fly. She is a vampire. She has the ability to turn into a bat, and she can fly through the nether. Or not the nether, the end very effectively, which means that her ability to raid end fortresses, which is one way to make money, is way faster than anybody else. I think we clocked it at like 7 times faster or something like that. She is crazy efficient at it. When she figured out this skill, she spent over a week. We all know that she's gonna win them. I mean, you're not... See, she's currently not winning it. She's currently not winning it, and we'll get to why in a minute. She's currently not winning the money war. But her big one-up is her ability to generate cash outside of the economy by raiding the end. That was her big leg up. Blue Ben is fireproof. He, therefore, and he has the ability to swim through lava faster than even I can, because I can swim in lava. Allow me to, we'll go to the nether and demonstrate as I talk. But I can swim through lava, and he can swim through lava, and I'm pretty sure we're the only 2 people who can do it. I think oh, be gone. I think theoretically a couple of the witchcraft slash magic people can do it too, but they would do it by giving themselves fire resistance, which means that they would still have to listen to the sizzle most likely. I've noticed that when they give fire resistance to people who burn in the daylight, they still have to listen to the damage of the so it's not it's not a perfect solve. In comparison, when I have all my armor on like this, I can literally walk around in the lava pools with no problem. I can only do this for a couple of minutes, as you can see right now. And I just realized I have no building blocks, which means... Wait, no, I got building blocks. We're okay. These are not cheap, but it's better than death. Oh, wait, can I swim up? Oh, see, in water, I can't swim up with these boots. But I guess the density of lava... I haven't done this that much. I just recently got boots that make me sink deeper, so it's easier. Before that... Oh. Okay, up here. We'll go up here. Before I had these boots, I would kind of just glide across the surface of the lava instead. But I wanted something that would make it a little bit more effective for me to get deeper so that I could find stuff. Specifically, netherite and other valuable items, as well as make it easier for me to move through water pillars in the basement. Alright. So now that we're out of there, Blue Ben can do that too, but he can do it even faster than I can. He's more effective at it. So he can traverse this hellscape better than anybody else. And being 100% honest, the Nether is even more dangerous in this mod pack than it is in basic Minecraft. However, the dungeons and the bastions in the Nether, just like the ones in the end and the overworld, contain money. So Blue Ben has been swimming through the Nether, bastion raiding like nobody's business. And Glowstick had a pretty good head start on him, like 20 netherite coins or something like that. She spent 2 of them, and then there was an incident recorded that she just posted a video about today, actually. If you haven't seen Glowstick's video, be sure to check that out after stream. She just posted a video, though, where she actually admits to losing 9 netherite coins, half of her money. She lost half of her entire investiture, and like, I think it's like a 1/7 of the entire world economy just stopped existing because she threw a pile of netherite coins on the ground or something, and it's just gone now. Which put her at a significant disadvantage because she went down to 9 netherite coins, and I believe Blue Ben is now sitting at 16. So Blue Ben is currently winning the money war. But I've made it a point to both of them to say, you know, finances are not everything. You need to demonstrate your wealth. You need to do things that prove to others that you are this wealthy. You know, invest in projects, build large structures, that kind of fun stuff. And Glowstick has, first of all, obviously, she's building this giant base right next to the train line as a demonstration of her wealth. She also has put funding into the zoo. Now, I don't know how much I've talked about the Regality Zoo, but we have a player online who is exclusively interested in and doing a zoo theme wherein she is collecting every single animal from across all of the worlds. When this is said and done, I think she will have every single animal featured that exists in the game, modded or vanilla. And, oh, hey Waffles, how's it going? Thank you for dropping in. But she has been working tirelessly. We're flying over Apple's house right now. That is our resident space woman. Launch pad right there, the one that we saw Shinko off from, and the one that she uses regularly now as a launch site for her trips to space. We're just going to keep on soaring over this way. But the zoo. The zoo is a pretty big undertaking when you think about it. It is going to be pretty darn massive. And I think we actually skipped over it in the last tour, because there wasn't much to be seen yet, but now it's actually foreshadowing for tomorrow's video. Also, train track running through the tree line. Gotta fly over that. I can't go through that tunnel. It is way too narrow for an extended trip. Alright. So here we are. The train goes just a little bit further into this mountain, and then it right hooks. and it goes straight up to Marzantine. Right across this ocean is Marzantine. Also one of the few sections of warm ocean that we know about right now. Again, apologies to anybody if you can hear the leaf blower in the background. I do not know what my neighbor is up to today, but I'm also not the type of neighbor to say anything. So, we deal. So, we got ourselves the zoo right here. We got ourselves the entrance. And then right over this way, we've got ourselves the gift shop. These are made by Angela. Her Minecraft name is Icy Assassin. But she's got a peacock in captivity here right now, I think because the peacock enclosure is not ready yet. So they just get to live in the gift shop for now, which is funny. And then right out back this way, we've got ourselves the opening area. There isn't much back here just yet. However, it's not the... Ooh. Why do I gotta explode? What do you mean? I didn't expose anything. I just said that there's a big base going out there, and I'm very excited for her because it looks cool. I don't think that gives away much of anything. So this is an elevator, and I'll show where this goes in a minute. But first, I'm just going to show... See that giant hole? Yeah. Tomorrow's video will explain how it got there. Oh, she's probably more so... What Glowstick's probably talking about is when I mentioned that she dropped 9 netherite coins on the ground and they just disappeared from the economy, removing 1/7 of the economy just in a flash. Sorry, Glow, I'm not going to forget that one. So down here we have a secret tunnel. And this is actually Angela's private train, but I will be commandeering it and taking it back. So there are 2 people besides myself that are allowed to run trains down on this line. This is the one that I did on a previous stream. I didn't finish it on that stream, but as you can see, it's fully lit, fully paved with obsidian. And all of the tracks do go all the way through where they need to be. But there is this water that we're going to hit. Boom. Now I can sit in the water and it wouldn't be a problem. I've got an O2 tank, but that's fine. Eventually we'll come down here with a sponge and clean that up. Yeah, that's probably it. I would say so too, Waffles. But that's her fault. She posted a video today, literally showing her saying in DMs that I can see her typing a whisper to Victoria in her video saying, "Hey, I messed up and just lost 9 netherite coins." All right, here we go. So then this is the divert. And then the divert takes us to the surface. There's actually a little bit of light there because there's glass. There's a small river that goes all the way up to the surface that we cut right under. Yeah, you're like, I can't help defend you. Exactly. All right, here we go. Parked in Angela's spot for the next time she wants to use it. But yeah, this drops us off right at the depot. The one that we just came by, that was Angela's. This one is specifically meant for her to make it easier to move animals to the zoo. She collected a bunch of animals. There's still a bunch around her house over in that direction. And this is just meant to make it easier for her to bring the animals here instead of bringing them all the way across the ocean to the zoo. It's also faster and safer, so less gets hurt. This train is the forewoman of the trains train, Nighty, the night owl. And I will show you where this one's intended to go. Airheads are delicious. Sounds great. As long as they're not AirPods. Those are not for eating. Important life lessons here learned on the Vince Mars Gaming channel. Alright, we're going to go back down underground. And I'm saying this for the people right now, and I'm saying this for the people in the future. If you like what you're seeing on the Vince Mars Gaming channel, 96.5% of you are not subscribed. That tells YouTube that we suck butt. Help YouTube to, and you know, that might be true, but we don't need YouTube to know that. We don't need YouTube to know that. So if all y'all could just go right down below and hit that subscribe button, that would be mint. Heck yes. There we go. See, Mike's representing over here. Everybody follow that example. Yeah, bruh. You know, when I saw that number, I actually laughed. I was like, that is hilarious. Glow said she's mad at me. Well, she can't be mad at me for long. What's she gonna do? Have no trains or machinery? I don't think that would go very well. See, I was waiting and I was pausing because I was expecting laughter. I don't know why I was expecting laughter because it's just me and chat here today. But Dad's response was perfect. It's like, what's gonna happen? I am the machine man. You know, you can tell Glow I'm kind of salty with her too because she's 2.5 weeks late to a meeting that we were supposed to have. 2.5 weeks. And I ping her and I'm like, hey, we got to do that thing for the video thing. And she's like, yeah, I'm down. And then no schedule. And this is all in good fun. I swear, if anybody thinks I'm actually making fun of, no, no. That isn't even remotely in the cards. She started this by saying she's mad at me. I know she can't talk, which means she gets to listen to this. Hi, Glowstick. And at least you got to hear the last part, the most important part. This is all in good nature. You know that. So this does not lead where I thought it was going to lead. I think this actually leads in the opposite direction I want it to lead. We're about to find out. I'm worried this leads to the deeper dark, which is not what I wanted to show you all. What? Okay, I'm not dealing with that. That is so easy to get lost. If you say something mean, I mean, see, I know she's European, but in America, that's just a crime. That's just a crime. I'm pretty sure the privacy laws are more in Europe, so I think you're safe. I think you're safe. It's also Glowstick we're talking about. She's not gonna say anything bad. I couldn't imagine her being mean. I could not imagine her legitimately being mean. I think I would laugh because it's just not in her. It's not in her bones. It's not in her. I could see her being gremlinish, right? Like doing things for giggles that are definitely, you know, so like TNTing somebody's house. Also, just so you know, this is Nighty's loop. This leads all the way to Nighty's house. I have no idea where Nighty put the path to go upstairs, so we're going back. But like, I could see her doing gremlin stuff, like TNTing somebody's house in Minecraft or something like that. I could not see Glowstick actually being no. No, sorry, Glowstick. I guess the best way I would describe it is Chihuahua energy. Even when you're mad, you're not perceived as mad. The silence. I know that the Glowstick fam is strong right now in the viewership, which is also really funny. Because I know y'all aren't gonna... I just can imagine. It's fantastic. Now, what to get up to? We've explored the exploration things. We can run the drill, but the drill is not going to be exciting. I promise this. There, we got devil's horns in the chat. Actually, real quick before we go anywhere, it's never going to be seen. It is something that I did because I thought it was cool. And while I was doing it, I realized it was never going to actually be seen or utilized for its purpose because nobody makes glass roofs. But that up there is an entire river. We're going to pull forward just a bit. And I went through a lot of work to not only block off the ceiling and drain the water out of here, which apparently I missed a spot. No, come on. Not only did I do that and drain all this water, but then I came in here and replaced it with glass. And I think it looks great. You can see the manta rays, and I thought that from the underside, it just looks so cool. And like it's kind of a little Easter egg because from the surface you're so deep. This window is so deep down, it's not visible very. Like you can't tell that there's a train line down here unless you go looking for it, like specifically. We'll put this back in the parking spot so Nighty doesn't realize that we've been messing with her train. There we go. And if you're wondering how I managed to get all of these interchanges right, considering how many there are here, practice. I've done a lot of train driving. I have a dozen of them. It's a lot of practice. Can't fly. Now we can fly. So if we go over to the river section, which I believe is... It's kind of hidden away, so I even forget where it is sometimes. I think it's like right around here. I am going to sleep. Nope, there's a monster nearby. Fantastic. I am aware. Can I outrun the baby zombie villager that I just heard? I hear him. Oh, that's a skelly. That's not even a... Hello. Now that's a baby zombie. There we go. There he is. I hear him. I hear him. Heal. Heal. I have no armor on. Oh, I have some armor on. There we go. Hard mode really makes you weak. Alright, I need to figure out where that line is, though. Because, like I said, it's really well obscured from the surface. I think it might be deeper over here, actually. There's a lot of water around here. Marzantine is a nearly perfect island, after all. It's got a very small peninsula strip. But we don't talk about that. I think this is too far. And this is the boots thing I was talking about. See, I can't rise to the surface. The boots literally fuse me to the seafloor. Don't suffocate. We have O2. Do not go out that way. I mean, that is a good opportunity for a villain arc. I am always sweet to everyone, but if I have a war with anyone, I would for real be able to TNT anyone's house in the worst way possible. I will take the time to do so. I mean, you know, with tomorrow's video, though, I think you'll have a little bit more self-control in that respect after you see it, fam. Because I know that's from Glow Stick Waffles, but I know that she will have a little bit different of a perspective once she sees what's in store. So I cannot find this underground access for the life of me. Or rather, the window. Where's the window? I don't know. Somewhere. There it is. I was right the first time. But yeah, unless you know what you're looking for, it's pretty hard to see this. Or, I guess flying over at night would help. But still, good luck. It's such a small little spot. Again, I think it's really cool. The fact that I've got all this hidden down here. And it's only going to grow with some time. It's only going to expand. Come on, wings. Enable. Oh, yeah, they won't enable. Okay. To the surface. Take off the boots. Yeah, to be fair, one of the best things you can do in a Minecraft SMP, especially a story one, is just not have anything of value. You know? Or be like me and just be like, well, if you destroy it, I'll just build 2 of them, and one of them will be on where your house used to be. That's the discouragement right there. If you destroy it, I will build 2, and one of them will be where you used to live. But on that other side, you know, I have so many resources, but I don't have anything, like, unique, right? I'm gonna recharge my backpack for a minute. Probably take another water break, but first we recharge the bag. There we go. Now it's siphoning in extra O2. Once it's full, it'll give me 30 minutes of oxygen again, which is more than enough for almost all of my projects. Little flashback there for anybody who remembers. That's Angela's old house. The roof is not straight, and I should really destroy that. I mean, chat. If we wanted to, you know, because I know she doesn't care. I told her 3 months ago I would destroy this house when I gave her her new one, because it's wooden cobblestone. But what if I blow it up right now? It's why would I give this house to somebody? I gave Angela. Oh, yeah, yes, TNT. W idea. All right. Yeah. When I gave her the new house, I told her this old house was gonna go. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that. That's a bunch of mod stuff I don't use because it's not my mod. That's a bunch of basic stuff. Alright. We're gonna do what Vince does best. I think that's enough. You want the blue bed? What if I just did that? And told you I'd make you a new blue bed. Alright, yeah, you can see this roof isn't symmetrical. It has no windows. My 7th slot? You mean flint and steel? Yeah, that's how that works. Alright, off we go. Well, that was most of it. I was expecting it to fall, but I didn't. I was hoping the roof would get hit a little bit harder. We'll get it. Can't wait for one of the other citizens to log on, like Blue Ben, and he'll be like, "What happened? What happened to the house? Why is there a hole there?" I'll be like, "It just spontaneously exploded, man. That happens, right? Spontaneous explosion, normal Marsentine problem." That was not even remotely enough. Darn. Cobblestone, your toughness. Oh, yeah, isn't it tougher than stone? Isn't cobblestone actually tougher than stone? If I remember right, its hardness is greater. Yeah, the roof is asymmetrical, but it was designed strong. Oh, it is straight. Yeah, cobblestone. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Not. Why am I throwing out all the wrong stuff? Go away, stick. Because I wanted to... Okay. Well, this is just going swimmingly. I mean, in comparison to the last Regality SMP stream, this is going great. At least my mouse hasn't broken. My mouse just broke on me mid-stream the last time I was on Regality. That was a fun time trying to convince it to work. Alright, one more here. And then the rest, I think I'm just going to destroy with a pick. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. Alright. Because I also don't have enough... I may or may not have spent 11,000 plus TNT yesterday, so that was just the scraps I had left over. Like I said, subscribe for tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video is going to be big. Big boom. Big kaplamo. Big kapow. You're lagging now? Really? That's interesting, because the last stream, this has actually been performing better. I'm looking at my metrics right now. I've got them on another screen. And my metrics are doing better than they have been recently. Less frames dropped. We have lost 0 frames. Normally I sit around like 3%, less than. But that's also been just the last couple of months. It was unusual before that to drop any frames. But we go with it. We flow with it. We work with it. No! I have made a mistake. Fortunately, it's not that bad of a mistake. 0 frames yet. Well, you know what's funny is that the start of my streams is when it's worst, which I just think is hilarious on whether it's the network side or YouTube side, because the earliest part of the stream should be the best. That's what I get for bowing up the house. Well, I didn't put a bow on the house. I know what you tried to say, but it's funnier to disregard it. Reject your reality and substitute my own. There we go. Got all the stuff back. Good stuff. Gonna eat a sweet roll to recoup the damage. And then we're gonna clean up this roof. I think that was the last... Oh, there's one more tree fragment. Okie doke. Come here, you. Get out of my way. Come on, buddy. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll get on the roof and deal with it then. Boom. Alright, clearing the rest of this out. Varying things up are very good overall. I like being a multi-streamer, multi-game player, like, you know, multi-gaming instead of just doing Minecraft. I very much prefer having the ability to flex to other games. Then again, that's because I like doing all sorts of crazy efficiency stuff, you know? So, space science and factory science and all that stuff, and factory logistics and all those fun subgenres really do well for me. Ow. Ow. I don't want any of this. Go away. Be gone. You are less than dirt to me. Dirt is more valuable to me than cobblestone. MC streamers take notes. Well, just changing things up is good. And I also just never have been a single... Well, that's not true. I played Minecraft for 3 solid years before I got Steam. I did with like nothing else. Some StarCraft here or there, every bit, you know, a little bit of exceptions. But I played Minecraft non-stop through middle school. But I play so many different games now. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't normally load up 2 to 5 different games, you know? After a couple of hours, you just change it up. Alright, there we go. It is now nothing but crater, which is good enough for me. Boom. Off we zoom. I'm gonna check on our back tank. See how that thing's done. Still recharging. Time for a water break while it charges. I'm gonna be another minute, but Waffles, I have a mission for you since you're in communication with Glowstick. You are to tell... Well, she can hear me right now anyway. So, Glowstick, I require entertainment. I am either going to go over to your house and do something, like in the game, or you're going to pick another Regality member, and I'm going to go to their house. Your choice. You have a minute or whenever I finish drinking this glass of water. Well then, Waffles, it's up to you. Because right now what I'm thinking is it's prank time. It's later on in the eve. A couple of peeps are currently on vacay. You know, the cats are away, so the mice should play. There we go, fully charged. Now I can breathe underwater for 30 minutes before having to recharge it again. I do love that back tank, though. Slappa's house, if he's made one. See, I was thinking about that right before stream started. I was like, has Slappa made a house yet? And I couldn't remember, and I don't know where it is, if he has one. I know of 3 different plots of land he was scouting out. You've been drinking coffee for 2 days. You might want to tone that down. Have some water, buddy. I don't know whether he's made one, and I don't think I know where it is. I know of 3 potential claim sites that he was, like, recommended to look at, but he might have just found something totally different and worked there, too. Like, he is the newest member to the server, so I have the lowest amount of data. I don't even know. He might be living out of a backpack, too. I mean, I lived out of a backpack on Limelight. Anybody who's an OG Vince member remembers Limelight. And I lived in a dude's closet on that server. I didn't have my own house. I lived out of an ender chest full of shulkers. So I just had inventories upon inventories. And then all of the small stuff I either sold off or threw away. Like if I had a bunch of extra cobblestone, I would either like throw it in lava's storage or I'd just throw it at somebody. Oh, Dad, you don't even know. There are so many maps behind the scenes. We have an entire Discord channel or Discord chat section of the server dedicated to server maps. I draw and update the maps at least once a month. So we have like full up-to-date information on where everybody is and where everything's going to go. So believe you me, it'll be really easy to navigate. It's a lot easier than you think it is. We also have Blue Map available on our back end. We don't make that available publicly for some kind of obvious reason. Excuse me. As long as I don't blow stuff up, I can go to Glowstick's house. Oh, he's gonna regret that. She's gonna regret that. I'm gonna make some bioshroom signs. I'm gonna make some bioshroom signs, and we're going to take them with us and mark off stuff as we mess with it. Yeah, the devil's horns, you get it. I could even steal stuff. Well, I'm not going to steal stuff. I'm just going to make things awful. I am here to worsen your day. That is the new mission. Normally, I go around being helpful. We fix things and we help people and we just, you know, we build stuff and all that productive stuff. But today, I'm feeling a little bit of, you know, a little goblin mode, and I know exactly how to let this out. I know exactly what we're gonna do. This is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be. Wait. No. I'll salvage stuff from her house to mess with her house because that's better. All right, we're gonna fly there. It's not too far of a trip. I'd take the train, but it's kind of the opposite direction that the train goes, so we would end up sitting on it for like a good 10 minutes, which I'm not against using later, but we don't want to do that the whole time. Again, the launch pad from a different direction. All right. Zoom in. She should be right past this mountain. There she is. There's the flat, as I like to call it. Then again, anything that's been recently terraformed is just called the flat. I should put the wheel back. What wheel? Did she mean the cogwheel in my factory? I don't really care about that. To be 100% honest, it's like, eh. But, okay. First of all, there's a witch here. Hi there, witch. Oh yeah, this is her. This is her. Okay. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna break this witch out, and we're just gonna let the witch roam free through the basement. But here's my plan. Here's my plan. Okay, I have the ability to do this, and we are going to mess things up. We are going to change all of the inventories and unorganize everything. Some of these aren't, they don't have anything in them, so this is gonna be, yeah! Destroy the organization! Actually, you know what's even worse? I'm not even gonna put them on the wall anymore. They're going everywhere. We're gonna put some empty ones out too, so that it's just completely unmanageable. There's no way to deal with this. We're gonna stack things on top of things. And once we get all of this like completely disorganized and really messed up, then I'll go inside the chests and we'll pull some things out and we'll rename them. We're gonna make this awful, just absolutely awful. My goal is to never be allowed in this building again. That is the mission now. We're gonna make her regret saying I can do whatever I want in here. Nah, I'll take the responsibility for it. This was my idea. I am totally willing to own up to this. It's said on stream. I mean, this is all documented for everybody to see. This is... I think this might be one of the first pranks played, too. At least one of the first, like, actual, like, you know... not just like, haha, you did this because I told you to do this type prank. There we go. Alright. That's chest goblin. That's good. Bottle of blood, glow stick's head. There. Alright. It's time to find things that'll be funny to rename. Where is an anvil? Does she not have an anvil? Because if she doesn't have an anvil, then... it looks like perfection. Thank you. I tried to make it as awful as possible. Where's the anvil glow stick? It's not on the wall. Wait. Nope, it's not on the wall. There's ice down here for some reason. Oh, these chests haven't been messed with. Hold on, hold on. We got a whole nother opportunity. We still got more to do. We can do... this is... if anybody ever did this to me, I would completely... their house just wouldn't exist anymore. It would just cease to exist. But here I am doing it to Glowstick. To be fair, she invited me in. Vampire rules and everything. Well, if Waffle is to be believed, Vince's pranks. Welcome everybody to a new channel where I only do extensively pranking videos. I promise none of this is scripted and it's all completely unstaged, guys. Yep. How to prank your friends. Just destroy their inventory management. I promise it won't come to bite you in the butt. Alright. And then before we leave, we do that. Be free! But not that free. You know what would be really dumb? I'm gonna make all this machinery still run, but in reverse. Now it won't work. Ran out of spaces. Darn it. I can't put a pun in here. I need to come up with a better pun. Vince, you're gonna have to believe me. No, my God. What, Waffles? It's fine. This is a beast of your creation. Check the rewind. Get the rewind. Whatever. There we go. Okay. It's a bad pun. It's a bad pun. It works. So, should the chess goblin visit somebody else? I know of somebody that if we mess with them, they will be confused as to how we did it in the first place. But I also know that if I do this to this person, I can't mess with Blueben. He's my own citizen. I've guaranteed his safety. Messing with him would, you know, make it harder to collect taxes. Plus, what would I do? Blueben doesn't even have a basement. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint, wink, wink. Yes, Waffles? Okay, so, see, the funny part about that is I was watching a clip earlier today, and there was a guy looking at a landmine sign, and he's like, well, you know, all you really need is the sign. To me, there are no landmines out there. And the guy he's talking to is like, you want to walk out and check? And he's like, no, 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 but there are no landmines there. She did not send me this meme. I found this meme on my own. You have planted a landmine in my house? Good luck. All of my floors are 1 block thick. What am I what is the landmine? A pressure pad with TNT? I think I'll see that from a mile away since it won't be my normal floor. And again, she invited me in. You know what? I'm going to mess with you know, I know who we're going to poke, especially since he's right here. We're going to poke Relic. This is what happens when Vince is left alone. For too long. Oh, no! Well, we can go back up. So, I can't go through the front door of his house because there's a trap there. But, there's this side entrance area. Oh, no, it's on the other side. Darn it. Okay. I'm gonna try that again. Lip. Nope. Missed it. This isn't meant to be conventional entrance, so it's not the easiest to do. I think it's this wall. No, it's that wall. Let me in. Yes! Alright, we're in. It's time for the chess goblin to get to work. I know I had permission to go into Glow's base, but you see, there's history between Relic and I. This man has cursed me off camera more than once. Okay? He has cursed other members of Marzantine and even threatened multiple curses upon them. And what's even better, he won't know it was me. He's one of the peeps on vacay right now, like one of the peeps who's not currently logging in. He said he'll be back in a little bit, but like he's away right now, you know, so he won't know. Who's gonna tell him? Are there any narcs in this call? Or not call, in this stream? I don't think so. If anybody's in here loyal not to me, he's gonna be loyal to Glowstick. And I'm not worried about that, because like said earlier, she gave me permission. There we go. He has been visited by the chess goblin. The chess goblin doesn't move anything besides chess, though. Chess goblin away! I said... I think I said chess instead of chest, but either way. I'd be a goblin at chess too. I wish we had chessboards. That's a mod that we don't have that I wish we had. Chessboards. You know, we can't mess with the stuff on the island, but Angela Zoo is totally acceptable territory to go on with the pranking. I mean, I do have 3 more signs. This might be the last one, though, too. I do not want to destroy everybody on the server's inventory. Then there will be nobody left to defend me. There will be nobody left to come to my side. We got to make sure we only mess with a specific number. I might join your side, and I think it will endanger me to become cursed. Well, you know, you just get yourself a raven, and then 50% of all curses are reflected back on you. Elaborating on that. Relic once cursed me with insanity in order to figure out how it worked. And I didn't have a stream or anything, so I wasn't worried about it. But also, I started seeing all sorts of things that weren't real. And then those not real things started to hurt me. And it got pretty bad. Like, I was in my factory and I would see creepers. And I was terrified. And it definitely was doing its job, but it reached a point where I was like, Relic, if you do not remove this from me, I will put a bounty on you. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. Or he said, it's not guaranteed that it'll be removed. And I'm like, well, you better work on removing it, because I'm typing out the bounty right now. It'll be 2 netherite coins for 20 relic heads. So he fixed it for me. And then on another instance, Blue Ben got double minor curses at the same time. And then Relic was threatening to give him a 3rd. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I gotta step in here. Because Blue Ben happens to, you know, be a citizen of my island. It looks like a grocery shop. It's the gift shop. There's not a lot in here just yet, though, and I think a lot of these are holding animals. I think there's something inside these boxes, which is why they're boxed up like that. So it's kind of just a general storage area for now for her. She hasn't branched out with it yet. However, she does have storages. I'm going to retitle these, because there's not a lot in them. Do they make sense? No. Oh, this one can be shuffled, though. I don't want to mess up her actual build, because, like, these are build sections, though, so we don't want to mess with that. Yeah, we will mess with the signs, though. Here we go. Oh, wait. There's another one. They spawned in a cluster. Be gone! Alright. Now we take these and we shuffle them up. Wait, we can do better than this. Hold on. There we go. It's art. It's art. Always got to capitalize goblin. There we go. Ah, there's a bunch of fuel in those. I don't want to move them. It's a lot of work. All right. What should we do next? Because I'm not going to lie, we could continue pranking, but like I said, we're going to end up racking up a debt that we can't pay if we do too much. We don't want to do too much at the same time. You go on too much of a spree and they'll come for you. They'll come for you. And 3 should be enough that we can get away with it. Oh, it's just dreary out with all this rain and dark. I'm gonna sleep before anything else, methinks. Boom. All right, new day. New day, new me. I gotta put this Angela head away. If anybody hasn't seen this, this is my collection. There's a lot of me heads. I have made quite a few mistakes. However, we've got just about everybody who's ever existed in there. And then... Oh, I forgot to return this. I'm gonna have to return that. I want to come up with something witty and vampire related for the Apple, and I'm thinking book cover. If anybody gets that joke, you know. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm thinking book cover is probably the funniest I can go with that. You know, we're going to bring an anvil with us. I don't want to steal. Stealing's not so fun, not as fun. We can go back and we can see, this is the solution. Here, it's perfect. Okay. We can't increase the number of targets too much more. Otherwise, we're going to run into an issue, right? But if we mess with the same targets, then we avoid the problem. It creates new problems in that she will be far more upset, but it does make it better. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to do in her house that I didn't do. But I released the witch, so I can't do as much, but I got a plan. Hold on. Here we go. So, because she's undead, Glowstick cannot walk over salt lines. What forest? This is an island. If you mean over there, that's unclaimed, but it's going to be annexed eventually, so I would recommend against... Unless you wish to be, you know, annexed. And the follow-up question would be, what would your base even be? Because I've got an entire city going up on the island, so footprints are kind of important. Many things probably wouldn't fit. I'm going to have to resort to going underground for many of my things. Many of my factories and machines are actually going to have to be placed underground, underneath the existing factories, just to make sure that I don't overcover my footprint or, you know, overextend, because there's only so much ocean I can fill before I run into land that's like Vix. And I really don't want to get closer to Victoria Moonlight, considering that she's a magic user, and, you know, my character's kind of against the whole magic thing. And that's the other thing. What kind of character would you even end up being? Would you end up being a magic user? Because if you're a magic user, I want nothing to do with you. Get away. A gunpowder shop? I don't know. I mean, I have an entire factory dedicated to synthesis of gunpowder. I'm pretty self-sufficient in that department. I need inventory space. Alright. Zoom. I could have thrown the sticks away, and I will anyways. Extra inventory space. Alright. Zoom. I'm the create mod. That's my specialty. Alright, we're going to leave this special food here for her. And then because we can't do this in the basement, we'll do this up here. So like I said, Glowstick can't cross salt lines. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm making her entire floor untouchable. She won't be able to transform out of bat mode. I don't know what happens, actually. Will it, like, it might hurt her? It might teleport her away? We've never done this. We've never experimented with, like, putting a zombie in the center of a bunch of salt lines. We just know that the undead can't cross them. That's the extent of our knowledge on this base, but I have so much salt. This costs nothing. This costs absolutely nothing to me. And it's gonna be awful. Yeah, I use create mod though. Like that's my main thing. This is actually bewitchment, the salt, but it's also just a basic resource you mine up. So placing salt lines isn't something that like only a witch can do, you know? It's not like I have to prep the salt in any way. I just mine it up and boom, it's ready, already ground, already in a pile. I actually process it into blocks a lot so that I don't have to deal with as much of it. Might invest in salt. I mean, the salt market's pretty cheap. I have nearly an entire chest full of blocks, and each block is equal to 9 salt, as is, you know, most resources that go that way, so it's pretty ridiculous how much you can get. I should have just brought a block of salt, a stack of blocks with me instead of all these individual piles. I would have gotten rid of more salt, but I'm not blowing anything up, and that was her one restriction. She's not even going to be able to read the blue sign anymore. She's not going to be able to reach it. We are running out of salt, though, which is sad. Might need to go get more. More salt. Landon, how's it going? Welcome in. We are pranking the local vampire by making her entire house covered in salt, or at least the first floor. I already released her witch on the second floor, so there's that to deal with down there. I am out of salt, but I'll say that this is enough. Maybe like 2 more stacks. Here's the deal. If I go get more salt, chat, and you can decide this. If I go get more salt, I'm going to finish salting this. I'm going to do like a ring or 2 on the outside. And then I'm going to take the rest of the salt to Mossy's house, the other undead. If you want to see it happen, tell me right now you want to see it happen. Otherwise, we'll go home. We are pranking Glowstick. I might have ended up tangenting there, sorry. We are pranking Glowstick. I took all of her chests in her basement and messed them all up. And then I released the witch in the basement. Then we went out and messed up some other chests at some other places. But now I've coated her entire floor in salt, which is impassable because she's undead. So she can't walk on this. Blue Ben is the user of Conjuring. That's his mod, is Conjuring. Also, Amorite. He also has Amorite for tools and weaponry and some more diversity in his stuff. Because Conjuring is a pretty one-note mod. Very good at its one note, but it is one note. Yeah, every single user on the server has a specific mod. Mine is Create, which is why Glowstick actually hired me to build this factory for her not too long ago on a stream of hers. Thanksgiving break, that sounds awesome. I'll actually be gone for half of that week. So I've got to prep up some videos and stuff for that. Yeah, we'll go get more. Nobody's saying it, but I'm assuming people... What users do I side with on my island? I mean, anybody who's a citizen of Marzantine is pretty much already 100% gold. They've already been 100% approved by my standards. They are, you know, they're my citizens. I protect them. They pay me taxes. They are a revenue source. They're also a power source, you know, in case of conflict or anything like that. So only, like, in my opinion, the best get to be Marzantine citizens. Angela is the zookeeper and Blue Ben is a researcher. So, like, you know, that's the kind of company I keep. As long as you're not a magician, you're welcome. Well, is that up to you to decide, Dad? There's only 2. And that's not because there aren't more people. Partially by design, partially by chance, if I'm being 100% honest. Which is probably for the best. We don't need 1 million citizens, because then who would I be in, you know, conflict with? Who would be uninterested in being on Marzantine? Well, all the magic users, for one. It's one of the reasons that anti-magic rule exists, actually, is to prevent me from just becoming super powered by doing business with everybody, and everybody likes the business. Land. How's the company? The company, I would say, is doing solid. We checked on Regalis earlier, and then the main island has been doing pretty good. We've been here a few times. We are now... Yeah, we'll just take this with us, and this will be good. Good. Alright, we're gonna go back, finish salting all of Glowstick's base. Can't wait for her to log on and see that. But what's gonna happen? If anything in my base explodes, that will result in all-out war. There was a joke made in a recent video that I'm the guy with the guns, and I actually don't have anything besides one that I keep in the basement for dealing with withers, and then one that was used for testing long, long ago, but is now essentially decommissioned. So I'm like really not militarized, but at the slightest aggression, we will rapidly militarize. There will be entire buildings dedicated on the island just for dealing with military needs, ammunition. I don't think she can. Like I said, my entire factory is 1 block thick. All of my floors are 1 block thick. I don't have a basement. It's all hollow. If she puts landmines anywhere, her base will cease to exist to the day after. Especially since he's right next to the train lines, right? I'm just gonna pull up with a super train. And I'll be like, hey, nice place you got there. Would be a shame. ... Maybe we can make a tank. I'm pretty sure I can make a tank. 100% honest here. It might not be perfect, but I'm pretty sure we could make a tank. And I don't even know if I need a tank to deal with the kind of threat that Glowstick would pose. I said it earlier in the stream, and considering how much we're poking and prodding, I feel a little bit bad saying it earlier now. But Chihuahua energy. We need warplanes. Oh, I don't know if that's within my tech capabilities. I don't know if Create really supports that stuff. I may or may not have experimented with aircraft already, possibly with Create. Not other mods, just trying to figure out how to make Create contraptions fly. Using normal piston flight techniques and whatnot. By the way, Vince Glow said, oh, this is going to be interesting. What did she say? The silence is palpable. Why the salt? Planting a landmine somewhere. Just you wait. I'll make it a little visible and a little away from the working factory. But if you miss it... I knew the salt would get her. I knew the salt would get her. And that is totally fair, Glowstick. As long as the factory doesn't blow up, I will say no war. That if you get me like that and I just get got, that's my fault. That's a skill issue on my end. So, you know what? All's fair. I 100%... That is what you call a proportional response. I respect it. I respect it, and will continue to place the salt line while I say that. You know, just so that my priorities are understood clearly. In case there was any question. I'm even putting it all the way around her base. I mean, she could keep this one, and it would keep monsters away. So, you know, maybe I'm helping. Who's to be... Well, she'll be the judge of that. There we go. And I don't need to put it here because, as everybody knows, vampires can't cross flowing water. It's not part of the mod, but that's just true. Alright, off to Mossy's. He's not even going to know because we're not even going to leave a sign there. We're just going to put salt everywhere. It's just going to be the saltiest ghost base you've ever seen. And I think it doesn't affect him. If I remember right, his character doesn't have the undead tag. I might be wrong about that. And I might just be remembering false. Either way, he'll know what it's about. He'll know why there's a bunch of salt there. It's because he's a ghost. And because he shouldn't be able to cross it. He also, so Glowstick has the ability to fly over salt lines, and Mossy can just phase through the floor, which means he can go underneath salt lines. That is, unless he's on Marzantine. If he tries to phase through the floor on Marzantine, it's very likely he'll hit one of the pits, and then he'll just fall straight to bedrock. So, yeah, no, going underground anywhere on Marzantine is really unlikely. Like I said, I wish Glowstick luck in planting that mine to trick me. Make a security system? See, I've thought a couple of times about how I would deal with combat and whatnot. And I think my best strategy is heavy offense with cannons and, that stuff. But also, the defense would probably be best to just turn on all my factories, because they already make people lag. If I ran all of them at full speed, I'm pretty sure I would just generate a lag bubble around the island that would make it impossible for anybody to get close to me. And my computer can handle it. I mean, you all see I don't lag when I get close to my own factories. Other people do, though. Your kitten? That is the best excuse I have ever heard so far to be, distracted from a Vince Mars video. That is one of the best excuses I've ever heard. Alright, we're gonna lay this out. Yeah, gift. You know what? I'll put some gift in there for him. Now, whoever gave that gift, he might think this is from them, too. Which is not my intention, but it would be funny if it happened. It's not an excuse, but kittens are great. Alright, we're going to put one line around the house, because this is a much smaller build, obviously, so... But this will be good. This will work out well. Hey, look, it's the train. I love watching it go. That's the northbound train. That one goes north to Nighty's house. We had a little explosion in each invention. You know, that might not be as far away as you think it is. You can put link controllers and stuff in, so you could theoretically have remote detonated stuff like that. That's not impossible. Would it help the sale reputation for the machines? Probably not. Because a lot of the machines I make are really bare bones. Like, there's one right next to us, actually. So, like, let's say we were to use this quote-unquote fail-safe. I'm just going to empty this out of my inventory. Go away. Go away. Plants. I don't want you. Okay, there we go. Where would I put the fail-safe in something like this? It's 1 block thick. Like, even Glowstick stuff is so simple that, like, and that's actually a full-on cookie production factory when it's not running in reverse. Should I flip this? I won't flip this mission. Because I didn't mind doing that to Glowstick, because I know she knows how to flip the gear shift back. I don't know if Mossy would know how to flip this back. Just hide under a giant pile of salt. It might work. Underground, and the sellers don't know because it will be underground. I would argue, though, that a lot... I don't know. I think there are better methods. See, I don't need to put fail-safes in the machines. I could just strike them with an artillery round from 200 blocks away, because the shells actually operate as chunk loaders. So when they're flying through the air, they'll load chunks, which is awesome. You can definitely have a chest full of salt, though. I will happily provide you with that. We can make that happen. I am not against it. But yeah, he has been kerplunked. Mossy will never know what happened. He'll never know. He won't even know what hit him. Also, for anybody who hasn't seen the updated tower. Wait, did she removed it again? Oh my gosh. Vic has torn down the tower here, the lighthouse here, like 4 times. This is what goes down to her house. There's an elevator down. It's all just closed off now because she ripped it down again. This is a new elevation, though. She didn't have this here before. This is interesting. The way that she's doing her platforming is cool. I wish she would have a building here, though, so that we could go downstairs. I could hack her door open and show y'all what her house looks like. Would it be a smart idea to do it? No. Should I put a bypass in the door so that I can access it? Maybe. Any weaker companies we might strike down soon? I don't know if that's the current methodology. I'm trying to go fairly pacifist. Now, the way I've been talking doesn't sound like that, but that's only because I'm dealing with dirty, no good magic users. That's not my fault. That's their fault. The zoo is up and coming, but I wouldn't think that taking down the zoo would be beneficial. I'm actually supporting the zoo's development and trying to help make sure that that gets off the ground quickly and efficiently. Because moving all of those animals is a nightmare. We have a new banker. We have to keep the banker on Marzantine's side, because if the banker joins the magician's side, we're pretty much screwed. That's just basics, though. Gonna restock this. We need more gunpowder. I've used all of my gunpowder supplies. Not for cannons. I promise it wasn't for cannons. You'll see tomorrow what it was for. There we go. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. There, go back. There we go. Any others? Not a lot of people are going corporate or company-wise. There haven't been that many nation-states declared. Vic and Caleb have now declared a region theirs. Oh, this is overloading. Yeah, this is overloading. Should I turn it off? Nah. I should just use some of the bottles. Don't have any storage for them anyways, right? Can just flip it on. Here we go. We'll siphon off the other resources. So Vic and Caleb's nation, it's not that they're... Okay, they are kind of weak. They're only the two of them. But they're a magic state. They were formed specifically to counteract my state. So, I'm a little bit wary. They're right across the ocean over there. The city's name is Hexel. But as I showed, they don't even have a lighthouse because Vic keeps on ripping it down. So, it's not like, you know, they're very focused on combat right now. They're more focused on lighthouses, apparently. So, I'm not worried. They're not a threat. As for, you know, a prime target, they definitely are one of those, though, because they're focused entirely about being the antithesis of Marzantine, which is fair business, no magic, machinery for everybody, and automation for simplicity. Granted, they utilize machinery, both of them. Vic has a little shack completely dedicated to the machines she has. So, you know... However, Vic also has the ability to control the frickin' weather, so it's not like they're completely defenseless. Glowstick might be a little bit of a threat. That's true, especially now that we've poked her so much, but I could just make it perpetually daytime. I could just pay somebody a netherite coin and they could sit next to a bed and just perpetually make it day. And then what's Glowstick going to do? What's she gonna do? She has to be in bat form in order to go out during the day. She can't hit anything while she's in bat form. So she'll just stare at me ominously. That's the stalemate condition. I'll just stand on the roof of the factory and be like, what you gonna do? Every time you try to change, you'll start on fire. Granted, if I were in the basement and I got sneak attacked, I would immediately end up in, you know, in one of the holes. And if I didn't have my wings on, that might be a spell doom for me. But that is a lot of hypotheticals. She would need a lot of things to go exactly right for that to work out. And again, this is Glowstick we're talking about. I'm pretty sure I could just be like, hey, you followed me around for the last 2 hours. Here's a netherite coin. And she'd be like, money. Granted, it would probably be a netherite coin that I claimed from her for doing some kind of business or other, but money's money. Penny saved, penny earned, right? See now, yeah, now we're just mass producing night vision. And then the cinder flower process is happening over here to make gunpowder. Anybody want to see any of the insides of the factories? I want to be around here for a little bit while this runs, but we've also got the milkshake factory, which I could flip on and show off. We've also got red, but we went through red. Well, that depends on how much work you do, Dad. The less work you do, the more taxes there are. There are a lot of public projects, terraforming and stuff like that. If you helped out on them, like right over there, you see that whole empty space over there? I terraformed that recently with Glowstick, actually. She's not a citizen, but she did it to help me, and we did a trade. I gave her 50,000 stone or something like that in exchange. But it might have been 60. Does it really matter? At those numbers, it's just a lot. Anyways, I paid her in stone to help me with this because she needed all of it for one of her upcoming blueprints that she foreshadowed in today's video. But, you know, there was opportunities for the citizens to join in on that too. They just were busy. The more work, less taxes. Yeah. Because if you help me out with terraforming projects and you show up for like recording sessions, stuff like that, and, you know, make things easier on me, I'll be more inclined to be like, oh, yeah. You've already paid up because you already did everything we needed to do this month. Woo! Yay! Now Vince can focus on expanding something network or, you know, building a new machine or something instead of what I was going to do, which was clearing land for the third day in a row. Which is always a nice feeling where it's like, yay, I'm more free than I thought I was. I have more time than I thought I did. Because this right here, this is a frame for a factory. That's a frame for another factory. Anybody with good eyes has seen that there's already a frame made out of diorite over here for another factory. I've got 3 planned, and then there might even be more beyond this. I've got a lot of work to do, so the more aid I can get, the better off I am. And to be fair, there are a lot of perks out of it. The passport gets you a lot of places, and like I said earlier, I protect you from magic users. Somebody starts trying to curse you, they normally have to have a talk with me. If they curse you once, I'll be like, yeah, that's the game. That's how it goes. They curse you twice, I'll be like, hey, hold on. Hold on. They're already insane. What are you doing? And then if they try to go beyond that, it's like, ah, now I gotta take action. Don't make me do this. Because you won't make it. Alright. Yeah, the synthesis is going good, though. This is where we spend a lot of our time. Yeah, terraforming is a lot of the biz. I mean, look at this mountain here. This went all the way down to the shoreline. It's gone now. But the rest of this still has to go to connect to the other side, where we've already built some stuff, too. Actually, I've never checked. Is this level? 71. I doubt it. I heavily doubt it. I'll probably have to put a couple of slopes and rises in the ground. It's 1 block. It's 1 block different. That is shockingly close. That is shocking. Because it was almost completely arbitrary, if I remember right. That is crazy. And I love it. I love it. Because, yeah, right here is the same level. If we were to make a tunnel straight through the mountain, we would end up on the flat section. Completely level. Nice. Yeah, that thing is smoky. But then again, it's got a lot going on inside of it. Y'all want to see something really simple? First of all, have I made any money? Yes, I have. Good stuff. We're going to leave that money in there, but that's nice to know. So then we could go back here. And I have no way. Wait, I do. This is what this is all powered on. It's the simplest rig ever. Single belt, The belt drives, all of these on the lower section, they go to the belts in the front. And then all of the ones that are raised up and have the cogs connected to them, those are the fans. All running off a single water wheel. One of the cheapest rigs I've ever made. And it's all really clean, too. This will blind people, though. See? Blindness. The train just flew by, or just came by, rather. So, this was actually a collaboration with Glowstick. I purchased a bunch of her cookies from her in bulk, and then stocked them into this machine. This is one of the few places where you can buy branded Glow's cookies. And then we've got normal food otherwise. And milkshakes, but milkshakes are milkshakes. Those don't really... Well, one of them replenishes your food, your saturation. The rest of them do other effects. While we're out looking around at random things, I'm going to show you all the slowest wheels on Mars. These are the slowest wheels. Enjoy them while I take a quick water break. Won't make any promises for you, your dad. Like I said before, it's not my decision-making wheelhouse. Like I said, though, the more you add, the less it can't hurt you. It can only help you. It's better off for you. Let's see how many magic users we've had come through here. That's money! That's money right there. Okay. Passport through, passport through. Let me on before you go away. I wanted to ride it. Yeah, the wheels are slow. Blue Ben said he didn't care. When I asked him because he asked me to install some Crushy wheels in his house, and I'm like, sure thing, my dude, of course. Anything for a Marzantine citizen. And I was like, how fast do you want them? Like, you know, the bigger, the faster you want them, the more more windmills you got to add to it and everything. And he said, I don't care. I'm like, all right, then I'm going to make it super slow and super small. And he's like, I don't care. I go, okay. And now he has the slowest wheels ever. It's like making wishes with a genie. You got to make sure you, like, phrase it just right. But I'm nicer than most in that I'll actually, like, let you know, you know? I'll be like, well, you know, according to the rules of, you know, the genie rules, you're about to make a mistake. And then he can choose to continue to make the mistake if he wishes. Maybe we should make robots. Okay. So, ever since, I think it was you who was asking me about that in a previous stream, I had already been thinking about doing robots. And there have been concepts tossed around for adding a create add-on which changes the way that kinetics work so that you can make like multi-jointed things and have multiple different speeds and control levels and stuff. If I got one of those added into the server, I would almost definitely go into war in a mech walker. We'd be going like Titanfall, Avatar, the first one, like that kind of like mech walker. And I won't lie, it would be very cool. I don't know how practical it would be, though. And the issue is that without that, or even with that, I worry that it would be too slow. Because if you make a mech walker that's too slow, then small, quick combat forces are the best option. You know, strike forces. You go hit it in the Achilles. You go hit it in the back. You go hit it in, you know, the shoulder blades and stuff like that. And you like take down part by part of the big structure. Anybody who's played like a video game that's got mechs in it that you have to fight against and you're smaller, like what's the Shadow of Giants? I don't think that's right. I forget the name of the game, but similar premise too, where you're like a human and you're trying to beat giants, like absolutely giant monsters. Shadow of the Colossus. I'm an idiot. It's Shadow of the Colossus. But anyways, like, you know, that kind of stuff would actually be pretty effective against a mech walker if it was too big and too slow. You're gonna do a video on Minecraft? Heck yeah. I hope you have a blast with it then, my dude. But yeah, I do worry that mech walkers would be too slow and therefore susceptible to small, quick groups. And like the magic users would be ideally inclined for that because they're small individuals who can literally accelerate themselves and move in 3 dimensions with flight and whatnot. And using those types of abilities would be really hard to target, like, you know, a dumb cannon. Because, like, let's be honest, the first mech walker wouldn't have any kind of targeting on it. It's not going to have any kind of smart systems. It's barely going to walk forward and maybe shoot. So, like, you got to keep in mind also what you're trying to combat against. In that case, you might be better off building a bunch of cannons that are really small and just twitch back and forth really fast and just, you know, empty small rounds. Because then there's nowhere that the magic user can evade to, while they could literally just run behind the mech walker over and over again. But, you know, I might be thinking about it like an RTS too much. Where I'm trying to find like a balanced solution and there might not be one. I just realized I need to recharge my wings, but fortunately we don't got to worry about that. Boom, it's fixed. Like we never flew around the whole server 3 times. Well, except for the rocket cost, but the rockets are also free to me, so what was the cost again? We're going to zoom on over to the green cuz the green's still running. Actually, have I shown the power supply underneath here before? Both the white factory and the green factory, the, well, limestone and viridian, whatever you want to call them. I call them 3 and 4 normally. And that might sound like a misnomer because they're actually the second and third factories to go up. But that slot right there, that's the second factory. And then there's 4 and 5 down, no, 5 and 6 down there. What am I saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Yep. But yeah, I usually call them 3 and 4. Either way, they are powered not by windmills, but by a generator. This was an experimental generator I designed. This is the first one of its kind. You might recognize some similar mechanics to the one that's in my video for the Shardfish Co., contracted by my enemy. I built a reactor very similar to this, wherein it pulls seawater from the ocean. That was the intake pipe we just walked across. Not that one, but there's another one. Anyways, not important for the details. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. But pulls in seawater, and then it burns coal, and you actually just saw it. It actually burns blocks of coal now. I added an extra step to make it more consolidation, get more consolidation out of the storage, which means that it can hold a much larger amount of capacity, so I could theoretically turn off the machine. It would run for longer before running out. Significantly longer, like 10 times longer. But then the steam engine combines the coal in the water to obviously make steam and run these cranks here. 2 of these cranks run each factory in an ideal world. Right now, this factory is actually flipped off at the clutch, because this factory is overdrawing its normal amount. I actually have another clutch down here to connect up to another system, but this can wait for a while. This is for a longer term video, so we'll talk about that later. But for now, what we can talk about is this. This is a Scorchia generator. That is hot chocolate flowing into lava, and that makes Scorchia. Scorchia, when it's ground down under the wheels right down there, makes 2 things, which are... Oh, wait, what? Why is that doing that? Weird. I think that was bugging. Because grinding the Scorchia makes Cinder Flower. Cinder Flower gets sorted out here. For some reason, it was looping back and forth. That was what was confusing me, is it was just looping round and round there. and it should just fall right into this hopper right here and then get forced into the bottomless bundle. Bottomless bundles can hold 20k, so it's just a long-term storage solution for all of the cinder flower until I come down here, grab it, and bring it up to the factory above us. Because there's multiple points where I pull cinder flower. From here, from I3, from a couple other places, even Shardfish Co. Victoria actually ships it to me. She sends it to me via the mail network using shulkers. So I get a lot of cinder flower, and then I process all of it down right above our heads in that factory, mostly into gunpowder. But then the other part I get is the coal nuggets. Coal nuggets come out, they get put into the mixer here. 8 coal pieces get mixed into a single piece of coal, and then 9 pieces of coal turn into a block, as any Minecrafter knows. And besides that, it's pretty straightforward. These arms down here just put the coal into the burners. And then you just got a bunch of wheels spinning that run a bunch of pumps. And then the machinery. But yeah, that is a very, not super small. I actually made it smaller with the following versions, but pretty space efficient design and very, very efficient, power generator. We're running a lot right now. I can't read these because I keep on losing my goggles. They're held in a slot for trinkets up here. Our gravestones mod does not integrate with trinkets, or at least it wasn't until very recently. Big shout out to Jordan Plays. We were talking about him earlier. It comes full circle. Oh, combat. Hi there. Are we going to have a problem? Subscribe to Jordan Plays. 158. I should make that distinction too. Very important. Sir, you should know the fight is lost. Alright, that's been handled. But yeah, Jordan has developed a solution for it, but up until recently, every single time I put my goggles on and then I fell and died, my goggles would end up on the ground, and a lot more times than not, they would despawn, or I'd forget to pick them up because I'd pick up my gravestone and not think about it, or they'd fall into lava, or a million other problems. I've had over 16 sets of goggles since we started this server. And that's not a lot when you think about it, but it's a lot of effort. Do I have spares? I might have spares. Let's go look. Because the goggles do make all of the stuff a little bit more interesting to look at. Goggles. Nope. Think I'm out. Yeah, I'm just checking the same chest now. Don't know why that's in there. That can go back in there. Made them so many times and I always... Yep. Wait, didn't that used to cost leather? I thought that used to cost leather. Maybe I'm making a mistake, but okay. I'm not going to debate with it. It's cheaper than I thought it was, and I might just be confusing things. Maybe I'm thinking about the toolbox, because the toolbox definitely costs leather. Anywho. Goggles. Let's see if this works, actually. I'm just willing to test this. This should be entertaining. We're going to soar up into the sky and then crash on the roof. That'll do it. Goodbye. Alright. Now, where are my goggles? Because I can't remember whether the update was deployed or not, and I'm very curious. It worked! Yep. I'll say it before, and I said it before multiple times, and I'll say it again. You know, I'm cool with having 96.5% of you not subscribed. I don't think it's great, and if you would like to fix it, the subscribe button is right down below. But you should really be also subscribing to my homie Jordan. Jordan Plays with a Z, 158. great dude, and I will never ever say anything otherwise. If I say something otherwise, assume that I've been replaced. They made an AI bot of me. I've been replaced. Because that is an absolute that can be counted on. Dependable man. Alright. Now what to get up to? What to do? Any ideas, chat? Anything you all want to get up to? Anything you all want to see from previous videos, future videos? I'll sneak peek my stuff. I won't sneak peek other people's stuff, but... Thoughts, opinions, ideas. I would stem away from personal beliefs. This is a Minecraft stream, but... Start building a new factory. I don't do that in survival. I was actually thinking about doing that either today or like tomorrow, like sometime early this week for factory number 5. If you want to have a discussion about that, might be an upcoming video that you should stay tuned for, because that one's going to be insane. But I don't build those in survival. I build those in single player, or rather creative, and then I design a blueprint for them, and then I run the schematic for them, because that's done via schematic cannon. Still, though, I would always build all of those first in a creative world. Doing something of that scale, as soon as you go above, like, 4 items and 4 recipes or 4 conversions, freehanding it gets a little bit dicey, because then you have to deal with all of the ratios. It's a lot easier to proof check all of your work in a creative world. Make sure that you've got all your ratios dialed in right, because sometimes you're dealing with reactions or setups that you haven't used before, or I haven't used before. And it's important to me that I make sure it's done right, because once I build the entire superstructure, I want to leave it. I want to leave it to run. If I have to touch it later on, that's a problem. Like, I was able to hold off for over 6 months on doing anything on this red factory once I built it. It just ran and did its job. And the only reason I changed it was because I wanted more output that I had originally agreed to compromise on for cost. But now that I've got the confidence and the resources to back it up, I don't need to make that compromise anymore. So I switched it out. But besides that, this factory has run the same since it was started on day 1. Milkshake Factory runs the exact same as it started on day 1. The synthesis factory, the potion factory, that runs 90% the same as it was on the day it was run. The only changes have been to the mob spawner box, because that was tech I never used before, and it's kind of finicky. Getting enough damage dealt to the mobs, getting all the items sorted through and everything, because it's a lot of items in a combined stack. I'll show. And it's a lot of throughput. There's a lot of materials coming through. I ended up adding this. It looks a little bit ugly, but what this allows... This used to fill up with swords. You can see. I used to just get full of enchanted and unenchanted swords. And I took all the unenchanted swords, combined them, and then melted them down. I kept a bunch of the enchanted ones because it was a method for me to gather XP. You can just sit here and unenchant these with the grindstone, and boom, you got yourself a load of XP. It's crazy. But it wasn't... It just jams up so fast. And it was so annoying to have to sit here, but every hour, hour and a half, I had to drain the entire thing and find a place to put all of the stuff. And you can see it just got bad. An Enderman factory. Oh, I ain't touching that. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Enderman. So, first of all, there is an Enderman spawner in the end. I don't go to the end. I've been there once because somebody got lost, and I showed up to help them for a minute. Otherwise, I don't go to the end. I rarely go to the nether, even with my fireproofness. I like the overworld. It's safe here. However, there is an Enderman spawner there. It is not very good from what I have heard. And it's going to be upgraded soon. But also, the main reason people make Enderman farms is to make XP. And I bypassed that problem with my XP setup. For now, at least. Eventually, I'll probably run out of ore to process into XP nuggets, but that will be next year. Maybe the year after that if I'm really smart with my resource utilization. So I'm not thinking about that right now. And I would say this is a mob factory. Look! We've got blazes, we've got zombie pigs, we've got cave spiders, and then we've got another spawner that spawns more cave spiders. I've got thousands of rotten flesh. Oh, this thing's full. I'm gonna replace it with that bundle then. Oh, it wasn't. Wait, is it full? No. Nearly is, though. Well, you know what? That's close enough. I'll just supplement it on my own. I'll throw that in here for now. That's probably not a smart idea, but yeah, whatever. I will deal with the consequences of my own actions. At least I recorded myself doing it. But I would argue this is a mob factory. And what else would I grind? If I'm grinding creepers, I'm going to get gunpowder. If I grind witches, I'm going to get redstone and glowstone, which I already have synthesis for, and gunpowder. The guardians have already been handled by Shardfish Co. Shardfish Co.'s factory deals with 600,000 items per hour, and that was a blast to build, but also way overkill for Prismarine. What other mobs are there that's worth grinding? Yes, Landon, I'm following you. The system. This is the system failsafe that would be an underground explosion, right? Like the TNT stuff you were talking about? A new bank system. Oh, great. We need more banking systems. That's definitely what the world needs. Why would I get into this? Why would I get into making currency when I could sell people tickets that don't have any refundable value and can only be used at Mars-based services? Then I can take their money and turn it into useful products, but they don't get money in return. I'm not gonna lie, if I reestablish a banking system, it's gonna be done on like a diamond standard, where all of the coins are actually diamonds that have been reskinned. So there's no way to have less value. We could sell I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a viable strategy. I don't know if that would work out well. I don't know anybody who would want to purchase those things. TNT cannons are great, but I also have better cannons. See this pier? That damage is the result of a better cannon. And it was made out of wood. Look. It's the derpiest little thing. The security system sounds great, but it also sounds horrifying. Like I said, I think speaking softly and carrying a big stick might be a better solution. But overall, I think we're hitting a natural cap on things. Like I said, there's not much to be shown right now overall. There's a lot of projects I'm working on, like big, longer-term projects. But a lot of them aren't really ready for even like sneak peeks yet. Like they're in creative worlds, they're being prepped up. There's other stuff that's being done, you know, like I'm waiting on other people to do some stuff with them. So there's not a lot that I can sneak peek here right now. And also being 100% honest, there's not a lot of... Nobody in here saying they want to see anything specific. I would happily give a tour of anything anybody wanted to see, but it's kind of hard to, like, show the stuff because I've seen it all 12 times, you know? I sit right here multiple times a week. So, like, it's kind of hard to show off things that all, to me, are just day-to-day stuff. So, it's easier with recommendations. That's all I'm saying. But we're coming up, I think, on probably a pretty fair, natural conclusion on stuff. So, like I was saying earlier, if you guys want to help out the channel, it's a small channel. I would absolutely love and appreciate it if you went down right below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button right next to it. It's like tipping the bellhop, lets the algorithm know that we're doing some good stuff over here. We're making some fun times. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. There's going to be another video out tomorrow, another video out Friday. I hope you all enjoy them, and I hope to hear more in the comments below. Have a good one.